good on this. Okay, I'm live. Let me see if anybody pops in here. I started at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I go to 9 o'clock at night. Let's see. All the controls are good. I don't. The volume's good. Better check that. Better check. Let me change that to. I don't know if that's even. Hey, how are y'all? I'm trying to change my volume. I don't know if I got the right control on here. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah. Okay. It's using that one. I'm changing up a couple of computer settings and things like that, and I want to make sure that everything's working proper. So is the picture okay and the quality okay, guys? I'm on a different computer. I usually use my laptop, and tonight I'm using my hey Tango, Tim, Ralph, Ponca. Yeah, I was on this morning at 9 o'clock, and here I am at 9 o'clock at night. Thought I would just get in here and chit chat a little bit. Well, Ponca, I didn't mean to get you at bedtime. You can go ahead and I didn't mean to ring your bell. Well, I came back out to my Napa store is what I did. I've been doing a lot of things today, and I had to go down to FedEx and put in a lot of registrations and everything. We had new cab cards we had to put in, and a lot of things like that. How's the camera look? Is it everything look all right? Camera, lighting, sound, is all that? Give me a thumbs up if that looks pretty good to everybody. I'm okay, no problem. Good. I'm actually using my Mac Pro tonight. I use sometimes I got 3 Macs in here, so all is good. Great. Thank you, Tim, Ponca, Tango. Yeah, I thought I would just jump in here and chat a little bit. Hey, Bama Mudmore. Going pretty good. It's good all the way out to Oklahoma. Hey, Philip, how are you? Yeah, I'm just in here, not wearing a hat today. You'll see how thin my hair is. That's what happens when you get older. It gets grayer, thinner. My hair's about to turn all gray. I still have a little bit of dark hair to the side, a little bit. I guess I got skunk hair. I got sort of whitish hair and dark on the sides, but and thin on the top too, as you can tell. But that happens with age. Nothing I can do about that. I've been out here working on. I'm trying to do a sort of a little mini story about Carolina Freight. I'll show you guys. Here's a book about Carolina Freight, their history, and I'm gonna do a little video about that because I worked there for about 12 years myself. Hey, Captain Jack. I hear some of that's happening, Captain Jack. I don't know specifically myself. I because I work with trailer loads, so I don't actually see the internal workings of the trailers. I mean, we're not seeing FedEx Express trailers over there, and they may be rerouting certain levels of it. I don't know. Express uses, it has always been more of the small package like envelopes and everything else, very small packages. And we have been more of the box size. So I would imagine that anything that's a certain pound, they may be trying to shift it around. I don't know. Oh, good. I hope you like those. They're really handy for any of these low, with these aero type trucks that they've got out there now. They really work good. So that's been good. I've had a good day. Whoops, my little speaker there made a little noise. It's been a good day. I've just been out relaxing with the wife. We went down, like I said, we went down to FedEx and put all the new cab cards in. we got new tags and everything, so we had to put new cab cards in all the trucks, so they'll be legal for tomorrow morning. So that's what I've been. Hey, Mark, how are you? I saw where you came by and ordered some shocks. At least I think that was you, wasn't it? They told me somebody did. Oh gosh, no, I don't want any record calls. I had to go out yesterday. Took up a lot of my night and day. Oh, well, good, Mark. I'm glad you're able to help you there. Sorry I wasn't out here. I got tied up on a record call, and I had a breakdown in Tennessee where we lost a drive shaft, and it took out airlines, electrical wiring, everything to lock the truck up on the interstate. So I had to do it like get an emergency wrecker out there and get the cops out there and block the road so it didn't have a big to do out there on I-75, and then had to have it towed over to the terminal. And then we came up with and recovered the loads. Had to get another driver to get the loads recovered and come up with the wrecker and that kind of stuff. So it was a issue in itself. It really wreaked havoc on me and everything. A lot of time, money. But I will say this: the record driver, I had used him in the past, and he was very reasonable on that. So for what he had to do, take it off interstate, rush over there, get it off interstate. He had to, of course, because it took out the drive shaft and took out all the air. We couldn't run air on it, so we had to back off the brakes for him to tow it. And then when he did that, he had to strap everything up on it and all the wiring. He had to disconnect the batteries because it got into the wiring. Afraid we might, tear up some other stuff on the truck. So it wreaked havoc on us. I can tell you that. That's going to be a very expensive repair, unfortunately. Something I wasn't expecting for sure, but part of the trucking business, things, it's not if they will tear up, it's when they will tear up. You do as much maintenance as you can and try to prevent anything like that from happening, but you never can find every single problem, and you're never going to know when you're going to have a part failure. I mean, that's just like you'll see even like NASCAR races. These guys go through every single thing, and they really put money into stuff, and you'll still see a part failure. And that's basically what happened to us. I mean, we had a part failure and got real costly. An item that cost in the hundreds, small hundred, those U joints are still pretty expensive. Probably $100 worth of parts, if they'd been replaced, would have saved thousands of dollars, because just the wrecker bill, if you add even internally, if you figure in my cost of fuel and the driver and running my own wrecker up there to get it, it was expensive on that part. And then, like I said, I had to pay the driver. It wasn't his fault, so I ended up paying the driver for the loads going back, even though I won't get paid for it. And then, just on and on and on. It compounds after that. And you don't realize, unless you're an owner op, how much that will impact you and everything. And you just have to go with it. Well, now that one was caused by a driver jerking it. We know what caused that one. That was the guy, jerked on it because he broke both ends. You don't break both ends unless you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. He was jerking the truck around, and that's one where I should have jerked a knot in his head, but I didn't. But that was abuse. The other one was just going down the road. Entirely two different situations. I mean, the one was a part failure. The other one was abuse. But yeah, I've had two different ones with drive shafts, and both of them on those new Cascadias too, and they are more expensive to operate. Those parts are more expensive. So live and learn on that. excuse me. Well, yeah, and that's one of the things you wish you could do is to just take somebody to the side and say, "Hey, we don't need you anymore," and everything else. But you have to be you have to cordially reprimand these people sometimes. I mean, I don't have a plethora of drivers. I don't have an endless amount of drivers, and I've got to be able to keep my driving pool going. So I work with them, but I'm not going to tolerate. I will eliminate somebody if they continue to do something. And I could have done that, but that's a I don't want to do a knee jerk reaction to somebody's mistake. I mean, the driver has been doing good uh, as a whole, and he made a mistake, so I'll give him one, and I might even give him two. But I'm not, you continually do this, we're going to eliminate your job or let you go on to somebody else if you want to. I mean, it's one of those situations that you can only take so much. I can only take so much. So that's what you get involved with like that. Well, I hope everybody's weekend's been pretty good. It's here. It is March 1st. We had a short February, but longer. Actually, the longest February we have ever 4 years. 29th. That's the weird one. It's sort of funny. I had my father-in-law's birthday was the 28th. He used to say he was almost a leap year baby. And I have a sister-in-law whose birthday is today, and a brother-in-law. I got two that's got a birthday today that almost had February 29th birthdays. So it is an unusual day. It wouldn't. Yeah, it's a tough situation when you're an employer and you have to balance what's good for the company and what's good for the employees and your equipment and everything else and your bottom line. You've got to keep a measure of your bottom line. You can't continually have people abuse you. I keep tabs. I keep tabs real good on the people that have abused my equipment and damaged, wrecked it, skinned it up. So I know what's going on with the different pieces of equipment. And we I have you have to measure how long the person's been with you, how good of a job, how efficient, how safe they are. When a person starts getting unsafe and careless, I'm ready to eliminate that driver because I can't afford insurance wise to have a careless driver out there. I don't want somebody that's on their phone and we don't tolerate some of these things. Well, that's good, Ponca. It's actually was a pretty day today. I got out and did all that stuff, and Mark will know where I'm going to talk about. Hey, Everyday Fleet Tech. Uh, yeah, I went down. I stopped at Tony's Milkshake in Gastonia. My wife and I got us a milkshake. If you're ever in Gaston County, best place in the world, really, in my opinion, to get a milkshake, and they pile it on. Uh, Lewis, who owns Tony's Milkshake, I see him down there every once in a while, and I mean, he is a heck of a businessman. Great place to eat. Yeah, my job never ends. It seems like. Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about, don't you, Mark? Best ice cream, and they make it there. Well, hey, if it's not broken, well, I'm doing pretty good, and I hope everybody else is. I thought I had to come out here. I'm doing some editing. I've got my, as I was saying earlier, I'm working off my Mac Pro. I'll have to give a little video of what I did there too. I bought a used instead of getting me a brand new computer. I've been doing my research and everything, and the older Mac Pros are fantastic editing machines. It was a machine in its day and time that was a monster of a thing, and it's really accessible. You can pop the cover off, you can change out drives, uh, and that's what I'm over here doing. And what I've got is I've got one that's beefed up. In other words, it's got dual processors. So I got two 3.4 uh, speed processors and 64 mega RAM. And I got a new NVIDIA, I believe it's NVIDIA. I had to double check. I got new graphics, eight, I believe it's 8 gig graphics card. A lot of different things on it that have really bumped it up. Ice cream. We were talking about Tony's there. Tony's ice cream in Gastonia is what we were talking about. Hey, Heavy Wrench. Yeah, yeah. I'm out here at my Napa store and just kind of cleaning up. I'm in my wife's office, so if she sees this office the way I got it now, she's going to kill me because I got stuff piled everywhere in here. She keeps it neat. I don't. I'm the mess spoke, I guess you might say. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, if you ever had a Tony's milkshake, Tony, Tony's is well known in the area. Everybody in the Piedmont of the Carolinas and well, North and South Carolina and all over. If you've ever had a Tony's milkshake, the Lord have mercy, it is fantastic. Mark Dilling over there, who lives up in this area, he'll do that. Oh, it's real thick ice cream. They pile. I mean, it's a cup that it's about that tall, and there's that much ice cream over top on top of the cup. In other words, it's not one of these that just skims it off at the top of the cup. They got it piled up, ice cream piled up high on top of it. It is a fantastic. I'll tell you what, if you're in the Gastonia, North Carolina area, there's where you want to stop. It's right there, it's right on 74 or Wilkerson Boulevard as it goes down through town there. Uh, that's where you want to stop is at Tony's Ice Cream. Hey, he's yeah, and you never order it with a lid. That's exactly right. Mark will tell you. They'll say, "Do you want a lid on?" You go, "No, pile it up," and they'll put another. Gosh, he puts another couple of scoops of ice cream on top of it, and I mean it's a well, it's not real expensive for what you get, but it's about a $5 milkshake. I think that's what they are now, but they're fantastic. It's you get your $5 worth for sure. May not be worth the drive from Oklahoma, but it's one of those situations. If you're in North Carolina, you definitely want to try it out. That's one of the. I mean, we got famous barbecue places in North Carolina you want to try out, and you got like I said, Tony's milkshake's fantastic too. Yeah. Oh, I mean, for the that's one thing that Mark, who's in here, will kind of attest to the fact in this Gaston County area, there's a lot of great hometown restaurants and everything else at a very reasonable price. I mean, my local restaurants here in Cherryville are just real reasonable in price. I mean, you can get, of course, now the cuisine may not be as fancy as some of the bigger places, but for the guy that needs the burgers and the, ham and cheese sandwiches, uh, the oh gosh, here I'm well, like hamburger steaks or what, very reasonable in price in this area, and I don't know if they ship or not. Actually, I think they do ship the containers of ice cream because see, now Tony's sells ice cream in a lot of locations. Yeah, just if you're in North Carolina, put that on your bucket list because you will not be disappointed. Yeah, Jackson Cafeteria is a good cafeteria too in Gastonia. Now, Mark, if you ever get up here, do you have, we got the Shake Shop and Black's Grill and Pat's Drive-In and a few others up here that are great hamburger places. Shake Shop being the one that's the oldest and the most well known, probably. Hey, comfortable man. I jumped back in here tonight because I was out here doing some work on the computer and editing, and I said, well, what the heck? While I'm experimenting on this, I'm hoping the signal. I may start using this computer to do my chats and everything. Is the signal coming through good and everything? Because I'm hoping it will for live chats and everything else. we all seem to be doing pretty good tonight. It was a pleasant day today in North Carolina. It the um, I think it got up into the 50s down here. It was kind of chilly starting out. You just finished up your day, did you? Okay, well, good. Maybe you can get some rest. Oh yeah, Shake Shop. Shake Shop is well known for its burgers. It's creme de la creme, you must say. Yeah, yeah. And I got a call from Landon. Called me on his way back from the track. We were talking trucking and everything. He and I've got to swap out. Landon being the gas man for William Byron. William didn't do as good as he should have today, but Hendricks did, and all those Hendrick boys will be getting a bonus now because of that win. One thing about it, I mean, Rick Hendrick, he pays those teams great and bonuses of those guys good and everything. If there's a win, all four of his teams are sharing the bonuses. Oh, and see, now that's what Tony's does down here. Uh, they make their own ice cream. It's not one of these packaged ice cream places. I mean, they actually make the ice cream right across the street from it. They got a package. They got, I believe it was called. It used to be a Swift meat packing plant. I believe that's what it was called years ago. And then they converted it over to where they make all their ice cream. Used to make the ice cream in the back of the store, but that got so big of an operation, they bought the packing plant right across the road back, I would say 40 years ago. And they started building, I mean, making the ice cream over there. They got trucks that deliver to stores and everything else. I mean, in this area, you can buy the Tony's ice cream in different stores and everything. Fantastic, fantastic ice cream though. Yeah, I can't think of another place that compare as good as that. So that's how good it is, guys. So if you're ever in this area, you definitely want to check that out. My favorite's black cherry. I like black cherry. I've been buying those black cherry milkshakes for years down there. So it's something. Yeah, they sell it in the stores around here. Yeah, they got delivery trucks that deliver to different grocery stores and everything else. Uh, around the two states. Oh, is she? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. I don't get into Ohio as much. I'm trying to think. Last time I've been in Ohio, one of the times I got ran through when I was going to Beckley, I would imagine. Just about. I've got a ton of them. This is a pajama top, Tim. I mean, Joey. Yeah, yeah. I'm not wearing the same one. I actually don't even have the same one that I had on this morning. This is a second one. This is a clean one because I left, went home, took a shower and everything else, and took off one just like this and put on another one just like this. I'm sort of like uh, oh gosh, I'm trying to think who it is that the Norm Abrams with his flannel shirts. Yeah, yeah, I probably have Napa PJs. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, okay. You're retired now, Tim. Well, when I get old enough, I'll retire. Yeah, it's well. Now, see, I got the well, just to show you, I got the FedEx stuff too. I came over here wearing my hoodie. It's FedEx, so I'm working both angles there. I've got I've got the FedEx shirt and I mean the Napa shirt and the FedEx hoodie. So I'm representing both my companies, so it worked out just fine. No, that's fine. I get it. Yeah, because you have seen me on a lot of videos with this shirt on, and but you got to remember, guys, I'm advertising my business, so I don't want the Joe's Body Shop on here. I mean, I don't own Joe's. I own this one, so that's right. I'm walking advertisement. So I actually this is to help me pay the bills, is what this is. So when people see this, they can say that's his company that he needs to advertise so he can pay the bills. So that's where that's at. And yeah, I'm a walking billboard at that point. I mean, that's like the NASCAR guys, for instance. They're running around. Chase Elliott's got a Napa shirt on, and Jimmy Johnson's got the what is that? So I don't even know which one he's got sponsored now. Yeah, I'm FedEx Napa or Napa FedEx. But as you notice, I took that off of my so as not to my channel's growing. When I first started, it wasn't very large, and now that it's growing, so I don't get a cease and desist from Napa or FedEx. I took that off and put it down as Think Trucking because that the Fed Napa or Napa Fed, yeah, like the old joke, and I know y'all have heard it before me too, where everybody used to say, "Oh yeah, I hear that UPS and FedEx are going to merge, and they're going to call it Fed Up." You know, so yeah, that's an old running joke that most people have heard that. But uh, I yeah, like I said, I have to advertise my Cherryville auto and truck parts. That is a Napa store and everything. So yeah, you got to plug. Uh, if you own a business, you'll understand. So you need to plug the business so the business will grow, and that it's a consistent thing that you need to do. I mean, name just like the YouTube itself. I mean, you get name recognition out here, and then you keep self promoting, and that's what it is. Uh, I like to do it in a subtle way. I don't want to jump out at somebody and scare them with my logos or whatever. But I do wear, and I'm proud of it. I mean, it took me, it's taken a lot of hard effort to get this up and going out here. So I'm proud of what we've got. So I like to promote it, self promote it. And FedEx doesn't need a promotion as much as this does. This is the small end of my business. Of course, the FedEx part is huge. I mean, as far as its own recognition. No, oh, okay. Did I get a shake shirt? Oh no, from Tony's. No, I didn't get. I didn't get anything. That's just. I'm just kind of giving a free plug call out. Yeah, yeah. That I started to say I hate. We're kind of looking for you on Friday because we could have had them yesterday. Had you ordered them on Friday, but yeah, when you order something on Saturday, unfortunately, it won't make it back to our store till Tuesday because they don't run Sunday night, and so I hate that. But yeah, I might be back around. I've got to go to Savannah, Georgia this week, so I'm gonna be in Georgia. We got some change ups down there. We're adding some more power down there and a few other things. So it's some things we're changing. Yeah, yeah. I actually get this from the graphics, the hardware store across town. Uh, his daughter does graphics and everything, and she's the one that did this for me. Well, the central, I mean, the main one is about 35 miles from me. It's not too far. The one down in Charlotte, they just put that it's new made a new DC down there, a huge DC. I mean, they needed it. They I think they tripled the size of inventory that they got, or floor space. Yeah, well, I hate it. I was here most of the day Friday. I was in and out, but I was here most of the day. Yeah, you know, I stuck around yesterday. Like I said, yesterday I was swamped with truck issues. Well, the main one. I didn't have a multitude of different ones, but I had that one breakdown that happened. No, I don't. I'd have to Google that myself. I have no idea. But I'm going out to Las Vegas in a few weeks. First week in April, we've got Expo 2020 that's out there at Las Vegas, and I'm headed to that. I've never been to it, and I'm going there try to network and get up with a lot of the suppliers for direct buys. So we're allowed to do a lot of direct buys with Napa. So if we've got a certain area of expertise or whatever, or like me, I'm doing a lot with. Uh, well, you come out and get some ice cream, or I've gotten everybody hungry now. I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to get everybody hungry for ice cream. Uh, but you know, with this, we're hopefully I'll be able to meet up with some of the reps of the companies that if I want to specialize in that area, then I can do direct buys on with the good reps and everything, and they encourage that. Yeah, I like Carlisle tools. I mean, we sell a good many of them. We got a tool board out there, and that way people can come in and buy just one piece if they need it. If they've broken a wrench, or if they've broken a a socket or whatever, and ours are guaranteed good too, so they can come by and pick off the that. Yeah, and that's one reason I'm going to talking about the Charlotte area. Charlotte used to be, when I was young, was the mega center of trucking. I mean, we had Acre Motor Lines, Johnson Motor Lines, Brown Transport, Carolina Freight, which I worked at, uh, Johnson, Pilot, Hennis. All these had hubs, mainly were their major hubs were here in the Charlotte, Gastonia, Winston Salem area. And so the Carolinas used to be a mega force for transportation. I mean, this was before the JB Hunts, the Snyders, the Swift, and all of that came on the scene. I mean, these were major carriers, and most of them were Teamsters. Uh, you some of them like Frederickson wasn't, and a couple other smaller ones, but most of your Teamsters trucking lines were either based or had a major entity in the Charlotte metro area. Cherryville being a little bit outside of the Charlotte area, but Mr. Beam that started Carolina Freight was from Cherryville, and he did a great service to our little town. Well, that's great if they'll come out and replace them. That's fantastic. And for people that don't have a tool truck in the area, or don't want to participate with a tool truck, yeah, we try to be accommodating like that, and have the tools, so like I said, you never know when you need a 10 millimeter or a 11 millimeter wrench, or something oddball that you wouldn't necessarily carry. We try to carry the hard to find items and tools too. So of course, I can't have everything. I mean, we've got a pretty huge inventory. We got about $1 million inventory as it stands right now, and that's a lot to swallow too. when you're paying bills and everything else. So it takes it, but hopefully one of these days my children would reap the benefits of it. I doubt I ever do, but I reap the benefits of a growing economy and a growing store. So when I see it doing better, I feel comfortable with that. And it's not all, you can only spend so much and do so much, and so that's the way it works. Yeah, everybody loses a 9/16 and a 10 millimeter, that's for sure, and a half inch. When you need them, you've lost them usually, misplaced them, and you don't want to go out and buy a whole set. So I mean, that's what we end up doing a lot of times. So we're the outlet for the person that lost a specific tool that he needs, but he don't want to go out and buy, a complete set when he only needs to spend $10. Oh, my blue, yeah, yeah, I got that blue mic. I didn't use it on this one. I've got it. I use this one sometimes. Tonight I decided not to use it. It's pretty handy little mic though. I'm a mic junkie. I've got several of them at home too. I've got some big fancy ones that I use. I mean, some of you guys may not. I actually do a radio show too from my. Uh, I'm on the radio once a week. Some of you guys I know have heard me talk about it. Some of them hadn't, but I do a oldies show, and then I get my DJ voice out and everything, and I do an oldies show, a 2 hour oldies show, sponsored by Napa, believe it or not, by Cherryville Auto and Truck Parts, and so that's what I do for that, and I enjoy that. And of course, I'm playing the oldies from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and that's what I'm trying to. It's an oldies. The radio station. It's actually two radio stations. I'm on the Lincoln radio station and the Shelby radio station, which both come into Cherryville, and the Cherryville radio station is right across the road from me, and that's where I oh, you want to hear my DJ voice? When I used to do it, I'd go, yeah, this. Let me see if I can. This is Mike Jones from WLON WOHS, and then I used to say like 1590 on your AM dial, 1050. Well, it's actually 1050 for LON, but let me kind of just do the DJ thing and say, if I was reading the weather, I'd say, well, it's partly cloudy today, with the high will reach 68 degrees, and so on and so on and so on. And then you talk right up to the song and everything like that. So yeah, I can put it on when I have to. I don't have. It's not as good tonight. I'm kind of hoarse tonight a little bit, but I've got to get myself ready for that tomorrow. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I actually do it in my home studio, and then take the. We just put it on a thumb drive. That's what we do. Take the thumb drive down to the radio station. He uploads it into the automation, then it goes through the automation, and so that's the way we do that. But it's actually streamed online. Let me put that in. If anybody is so curious that they would like to hear my real DJ voice, I don't know if you will or won't, but I will type that in. Let me where you can find it. Let me get my mouse over here to work right. It will be on Tuesday mornings from 10 to 12. And let me see. Hey, Mike, how are you? And it's on KTC Broadcasting. Let me get this .com. I don't think I spelled it right. But anyway, you can go to ktcbroadcasting.com. And if you're local, oh, did I spell something wrong? Could be. Then if you're local, it's WLON 1050 on the AM, and it's 107.5 on the FM, I believe. And then in Shelby, let's see, it's on WOHS, and that's 1390 AM, 1390 AM, I believe. And the FM part is 101.5. So that's okay. There's the two stations that I'm on. They're both on at the same time. They'll get there. They don't work exactly in sync because they can't do. They're not supposed to be simulcast. Okay, and the time is from Tuesday from 10 to 12. Let me put that in there. AM. Tuesday from 10 to 12 AM. And the name of the show is Cruising in the Carolinas with Mike. So if you want to tune in and hear me talk about cruising in the Carolinas and going around to the different restaurants and the drive-ins and the different things and playing music and having fun back in the 60s, that's what I'm talking about usually. But okay, let me see. I mean, there you go. I forgot I didn't click operator area. Tuesday from 10 to 12 a.m. in the mornings. I'm actually on the air from 8 to 9 in the mornings too, live. I go down to the radio station, and me and the morning DJ, we got a banter type thing that we're going back and forth, and we're talking about different events and stuff. And that's my live version. And I'm just on the microphone. He's running the board, and we do that, and have a good time with it. No, I'm not good enough to be syndicated. I guess I'm syndicated on 2 stations. and the boy that owns the stations actually bought a 3rd station up in Far City that does oldies, and he and I have talked about it. I could possibly end up on 3. I don't think so, but because he said it would be tough since I bring it in on Tuesday morning and we do it just an hour later. He didn't know if he could get the automation up and going to that, but that's just one of the fun things I do. That's sort of as a man of my age, when I'm out doing a lot of different things, and my wife asked me, why did you subject yourself to that? But she actually likes it okay. Now we get out on Tuesday morning, and we'll take a cruise. We're in the car. We'll get out and ride and listen to the radio show and make sure it sounds decent and kind of have fun. Well, Mark, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. And Mark, you can actually probably pick WLON up live from Dallas if you get a chance at 10 o'clock, if you're so interested. I mean, it's the oldies show. I do, like I said, the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, a little bit of 90s every once in a while, mainly rock and roll from that era. If you're old enough to like music from that era, those eras, just tune in. And I try to everyone, have a little trivia and things like that. Try to make the show interesting, but you'll have to be, like I said, you would probably like it better if you were closer to my age. A lot of you guys are younger than me, but if you don't mind listening to an oldies show, oldies music, you'll hear that, and you'll hear my Napa store advertisement on there too. But that's the way it goes. Well, guys, I said I was just going to make it short because I messed around and talked about 45 minutes here. I need to kind of make it short because my wife's going to kill me if I don't get the editing done that I told her I was coming over here to do. So I'm going to get off here again. I've enjoyed chatting with everybody this morning and tonight. And, I'll see you out here on the backside sometime. Well, if you like oldies, then you be sure and tune in. Try to get it's online, on the World Wide Web, you can, on that other one. So if y'all can catch that, y'all have a good week this week, and I'm gonna try to get some of these videos edited that I've been working on. See you around, guys.